It usually takes like 30 seconds for it to like.
Yeah, let me tweet it out.
There it
Uh,
is. It's up. All right. So
but yeah.
I turned my I turned my mic on, so now everybody should be able to hear us.
Oh, cool.
We don't really. I
Is
mean,
everyone here?
I can introduce you. It's Nico. There.
Hi.
You can say hi, Nico.
Oh, we're live. Hey, what's up? What's
But
up?
you guys were talking about what the hell? What's his name? The shirt trader guy.
Who?
Yeah,
Uh, don't
I don't
remember.
even.
And that story, Guy Gentile. Did you guys read
Yeah,
that? About where
that
like
was
he was like,
entertaining.
where was it? There was like a big story about like how he became best friends with like the SEC or the FBI, like as an informant, and then he double crossed him, and it was
Yeah.
crazy. Like I was reading that story because I can't remember who posted it, but I mean it was an interesting read as far as like for it took about half an hour to read it because it was long.
Yeah, I definitely missed out on some trades that day because I didn't even know what I was reading, and then I got halfway into it, and I was like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, so it's like, whatever. So Nico, I have a
What's
feeling
up?
everybody wants to know your story. I even kind of want to know. I don't really know the whole full story, but obviously I paid attention to you for a little while, like a year ago. Kind of the same way I did with
Yeah, man.
Alex. I was like, because when I saw Alex trading, I was like, this kid's got it.
I still don't got it, dude. I
Yeah,
still have
whatever.
a boatload to work on.
But give us your story, Nico.
My story. Why?
And trade. Why'd you start
Um,
trading?
how I got into trading?
Yeah, or why you did
So
it?
I had a client that I do IT stuff, and I had a client that was in the market, and I was wondering, where I was curious where money was coming from, and when I found out he was trading stocks, I was like, oh, that's really interesting, and that was maybe 10 years ago.
Whoa,
Um,
Wow.
that's a
I
long
think
time
so,
ago.
2000, maybe early 2006, and I didn't know I was 10 years younger and 11 years younger, and I'm 34 now, I think. And I was just amazed. I mean, I started digging around a little bit, and I was just blown away by how much you could
What you
make in
could
a day.
make? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just I'd never seen anything like that before, and I I was dazzled right off the start from because I didn't I grew up not privileged, or however you want to say
Yeah,
it,
neither did
not with money, and
I.
Sure.
to see, I learned early on in my life. It didn't take long for me to figure out like money's freedom, and people say money's the root of all evil, and money creates conflict and all this stuff. But
Nah,
in my point of view, man, money gives you freedom to do whatever you want. So I'm very fond of it. I'm very interested in making it, and
yeah.
why do I want to work harder than I need to? That type of thing. Obviously, you could go the Breaking Bad route if you want, but I'd like to keep it legal, and I don't do well in RVs typically. So I was like, yeah, let's check this out, because otherwise I was doing all this IT stuff and getting paid hourly, and that's fun, that's okay, but that.
Did you ever like before you met this client, did you ever like think to yourself like I want to be in the market, or did you ever like think like in the future it'd be like something you'd want to do, or was it just like this
Man, I
guy's
had
making
no
money,
idea.
I want to make money?
I had no idea. I got out of high school and I was just, and I was playing video games and I was just trying to float. I was trying to survive. I got kind of kicked out of my mom's house when I was 18, and I had rent to pay. I'm in San Diego, and even 11 years ago, well, I mean, when I was 18, a little before that, it's expensive. Like, I needed money.
Yeah.
And, it was like, well, everyone's like, you got to go to college. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's great, but I got to pay rent, man. I got like
you got bills to pay. Sure.
I got bills to pay, and no one's taking care of me. So I got to figure something out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was, to answer your question, man, I never really saw any. I didn't really know about it. I had no interest
clue.
in it, just because, I mean, it seemed so foreign to me. We had like a stock thing in high school or something, but it was just monopoly money. I just assumed it was all rigged and impossible to win at.
Yeah,
but
my dad still thinks it's rigged, dude. He still thinks it's rigged.
And there's some aspects that are probably
to some degree it is rigged.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally
it's
agree.
Like, it's a matter of degree, and I certainly think it's rigged to some extent.
Yeah.
It's like playing poker.
100% think it's
Yeah.
rigged, dude.
I mean, you want to play a game of poker where people can see your hand, but you can't see theirs, and they can see what you're putting your bet on the table. I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's a perfect point, though. I mean, that's dead right.
It's kind of dirty. It's kind of dirty like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
But
agree.
as we all know, there's even so, it's still on a daily basis rife with opportunities. So
yeah.
Totally
agree.
If you can figure it out, I mean, man, greatest thing ever, I think.
Well, do you remember what the first thing you traded was?
Oh, Jesus Christ, I think it was Apple.
Really?
I think I bought it at $66, and I was like, oh my God, I'm on Apple. I was having a heart attack watching every single tick. I think I don't even know how many shares I had.
That's
maybe 500 or 1,000 or something. And I don't know, I think I made $100, and I was just elated. I just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I kind of feel the same way. I remember, I think my first actual one was Fannie Mae in like 2009.
That was when they were listed, yeah?
Yeah. And because I had no idea what I was doing, so I just found something that was down like 80% in the day. I was like, I'm gonna buy it.
'Cause it was on the day. Holy shit.
It was way down. It was like $4 the day before, and then it was like $1.70. I'm like, I'll buy it, because all I remembered was buy low, sell high. I'm like, it'll go back to 60 eventually, right? I had no idea. Lost half my money, which was, I think it was at that time I only had like $1,500, and I just put it all in there, and I was like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how like we all start off like with like, let's say 500 or 1,000 or 1,500, like all thinking that like that little money could grow into like so much money so quickly. We all are like so naive to like believe that it's just so easy to make money in the market because like everyone else makes it look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes time, that's for sure.
Oh my God, tell me about it. It took me like 8 years.
Damn.
8 years, I think. 8 years I lost money. 8 years, year over year, trading, trying to figure it out.
Isn't that crazy?
So,
Alex, you were way faster.
Going, dude?
What's up?
Oh, Alex, ask your question.
I was gonna say, like, what made you keep going, dude, for 8 years? Because like after a certain point, like, everyone else would be just like, fuck it, dude. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Give up on it.
I pretty much hit the fuck it point, but oh man, I mean, it broke my heart, man. After 8 years, I was just trying to figure it out. I wanted it to work so bad, and I knew it could. I knew people were doing it. I just felt like the people that were doing it weren't talking, but the problem was they were talking. I just wasn't paying attention to anyone else.
Yeah.
And
During that time, were you like in any of those like chat rooms or anything? Were you just like doing it all by yourself, like with
I was all
like really no
solo.
knowledge?
Yeah, no, I had no exposure to any other. I had no metric to compare myself to any other traders. I was just trading and alone, and I think that's definitely a factor, a big part of why I lost for so many years, because I was just trading in solitaire. Just fucking okay, here I go, and I
Yeah.
mean, I'd have those spots where I'd be making money. It's not like I just did, all I did was bleed out, but I'd make money here and there, but overall, it just, man, the downtrend would just continue, and I just, I just wanted it to work, and
I totally feel you.
but oh, geez, once I found, I mean, once I discovered Twitter and
it changes everything, dude. It changes the game,
man.
like to just.
I first discovered this other chat room, we'll call it, and it was terrible. And it didn't take me too long to realize how terrible it was. And I was being, front loaded as soon as I buy an alert, and I was like, okay, this is just not helping my losing situation.
No.
And that led me to IU, which is a pretty common story for a lot of people that end up in IU. But then between that and Twitter and seeing getting connected to where all the greats are, and on Twitter and IU, and seeing what other people are doing and the success and stuff, it didn't take long for me to. I was like, Jesus Christ! I mean, 8 years, okay, fine, but I mean, what are these guys doing that I'm not doing? How can I? Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
so were you still doing your software thing on the side, like when you were trying to still figure out trading?
Yeah, I actually still do software stuff on the side.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's actually that's true. I do.
So when
it's
you're
just
doing all
kind of
that
like
software,
consistent money, I have a hard time letting go of.
I was gonna say, when you're doing all that software stuff now, like how do you balance that? Because like that's like in its own like a business, and trading is its business as well. Like it takes a lot of focus, like both ways.
Yeah. So it's just prioritizing. It's recognizing that trading is most important to me, and squeezing stuff in otherwise, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
but
crazy.
I mean, it's not like I'm going into a job or anything. I mean, I own my own business working from home. So, and I also trade stocks. So, full time. So
there you go.
I'm in charge of. It's not like I got some boss I gotta appease.
Yeah, and you're in Cali, right? So, market closes at 1:30.
Nice and early.
Yeah.
1.
Let's start with what time it opens, man.
Yeah, that's the worst.
6:30, right?
It's brutal. It's so brutal.
I get up at 6. I used to get up at like 5 on these days for like at least an hour. Now I'm like at 6. I kind of just go, all right, let's get out of bed.
Dude, I know this sounds ridiculous, dude, but like I would want to live like in Cali or something, just so that I could have the market open up earlier. Because, dude, I'm up early, so freaking early every single morning. Like every morning I'll be up at like 4 or 5 or 6, just chilling and waiting until like pre-market starts at like 7, and then the other pre-market at 8. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just much rather live in a place where the market just starts much earlier to get it done faster than have like most of the day.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, some people are night people, some people are morning people. Night people, it's tough to be on the West Coast because if you're trying to trade, you got to get up early.
Yeah.
I go to bed at like 10:30, 11 now.
Yeah, that's good.
But
that's good. I got like this giant thing in my office it's called a love sack. It's like this. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's
what?
Like this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got one of those things, and I take nap. I'm like power napping kind of through lull. When it's slow. If I go to bed at 11, I got to get up at like 5. Then just that 30 minutes or hour long nap during the day really helps me power through the end.
What is this thing called that you're talking about? A love
sack?
A love sack?
It's like a little chair, like a small like bean chair or some shit.
Yeah, it's got strange foam inside of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Strange foam.
LOVESAC.
Wow.
It's like this glorified beanbag, man. I paid like $600 for this thing.
That's crazy.
It's huge. It's like 6 feet long. You could fit like 4 people on it if you wanted to.
Dude, 6 feet long. Oh my god. Wow.
That's kind of cool, actually. I'm looking at it online right now. I'm like, yeah, that's
Cody's gonna buy one when the stream ends.
right. I think that my biggest thing is since I got the standing desk, I don't feel like a cow all the time now. Like when I was sitting down for 8 hours a day or more, I'm just like, ugh. But now I'm like up, moving around, listening to Cam's house music that he sends me.
Nice.
Because I'm like,
Do you
Cam,
have a standing desk, Nico? Or
Oh yeah, I do.
I guess I'm the only one that doesn't. I'm a lazy,
yeah, what are you doing over
lazy
there?
guy.
What do you do when your back's screaming at you?
Oh my
I
god.
have like this like lumbar pillow that I have on my chair.
Yeah.
Which kind of helps, but it's kind of bullshit. I don't know. Like I just feel like standing up like all day. Like I don't know. I feel like I lose my shit.
It keeps
Do
your
you, like,
blood.
really tell the
It keeps
difference?
my
Like,
blood
I don't know.
moving. Yeah,
Oh, dude, you at least need the option to if you want to. I'm a strong advocate. I think it's great.
So how often do you guys use it? Do you use it like in the morning and then you sit down like during lull or something? I don't know.
I think it depends for me if I leave it up when I go to bed or when I like just like leave the room. I'll come back in the morning, then I'll be standing up. But if I leave it down, then I'll start sitting down. But I don't know. Keeps me in the morning. I try to stand up because then you have a little bit more attention span. I feel like you're a little bit more focused.
Interesting.
But you need to
I
get
don't,
you need
yeah,
to get one, Alex.
for
You
me,
need
I
one.
just as soon as I probably wait too long. I end up using it when my back's saying, "Hey, you idiot,
Stand up.
stand up."
Yeah. Very true. Because I'll probably sit down maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down all day, man. All day I'm sitting down.
Dude, I got so excited with that INNL last night. I was like, "What buyout?" And I just knew. I was like, I don't want to
Oh
get up
yeah, dude.
early.
So like, what happened with that? It was like a buyout rumor that got confirmed or something like that. I don't really. I wasn't really paying much attention because I was looking to play it before like the buyout got announced or before the buyout rumor. I was like, oh, it's going after hours, no big deal. I think it was at like $2 after hours. It was just chilling. I'm like, okay, probably 250. I'll short it, right? And then like
Boom.
I don't know, towards like the end of after hours, like boom, it went from $2 to like almost $3, and I was like, nope, not interested anymore. Like I don't really care for it. And then like at the morning, it just dumped and then rebounded, and then I don't know, like it just like wasn't for me, so I just avoided it.
Yeah. Well, I think what it was is they it was like a few days ago they got the offer or something. And it was like at $1.70, so it was still 100% premium to like what the market price was, plus
Sure.
some weird things if it got approved. And I was like, that's probably bad. So I was like, meh. But I don't get up that early. So
It was a good buy. I saw you take it in
Yeah.
after hours yesterday, Cody.
I just didn't.
I was staring at it.
I should have woke up at like 3 a.m. to sell it at like 3, but I ended up just selling it right at the open. I was like, ah. I was hoping it would just
Yeah,
pop right out the open. It just tanked. I was like, screw it.
Literally, yeah, it just tanked. It was I kind of had it like on a side radar, and I didn't really pay much attention to it, but it
Yeah.
just tanked immediately.
Because I only had like 1/4 left, so I was fine with just letting it do whatever. But I was like,
Okay,
whatever.
since we're on that topic, you guys want to talk about like what we traded today and like what we did right, what we did wrong?
I did a lot wrong today, but I did a lot right.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm like a little bit of both.
I was pretty much. I came out like.
Who's gonna?
I guess I'll start first. Whatever. I mean, geez. God, what did I trade today?
Go for it.
I traded a whole bunch of stuff. In all, what was the CA? What was it? CA something?
Z.
No, Cali.
Cali, yeah.
Because I shorted that at 40.
You had the
no,
fourth.
I shorted
40,
like
50s, you had it.
63, and then I hit more at 50, like right at the 59 snap, because that candle was kind of me, and covered pretty much most of it at like I think it was 420 or something like that on one of these pulls. 422. And then
that was a solid short too.
And then the rest.
What was up with the forbid, man? At the end of the day, that was insane.
I wasn't even paying attention to that. I just kind of like forgot about it after I covered, because I covered the last at where was it? It was in one of those pulls near 4 near VWAP, and I was like, I'll just take it off. But I'm so busy now. Like at the end of the day, I'm just like focused on like 18 different things. Where I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta tell people what I'm doing in chat because I keep forgetting. But
I need to get more screens, dude. I need more screen real estate.
But
Dude, if you need more screen real estate, you need some Dell.
That 42-inch screen,
Yes,
right? Dude, I had,
yeah.
no bullshit, dude, I had 4 people telling me that I think I was going to pull the trigger today,
You
and
should.
then Plug gave me a headache towards like the end of the day, so I was like, oh, fuck it.
They are the sickest screens, man. Like
What is it?
I have not seen any screen close to how like beautiful these screens are. It's not just the visual; it's the software that comes with them. So you can virtualize the screen real estate, and you basically take a 43-inch screen and you can create virtual screens within that physical screen. And to the OS, the OS thinks those virtual screens are physical screens. So you can snap windows into each, and you can make them as big or long in whatever position or whatever you want. So for example, I have 2 of these 43 inchers, and I think I'm running 28 virtual screens between the 2 of them.
What?
Oh my god.
as though I have 28 physical monitors, but I don't.
That's insane.
You're gonna give Mara Rock a run for his money.
How have I not seen this? I'm looking at it online. That's funny that they advertise it with stock charts too.
They are so awesome. They're 4K screens. They're not the most. I mean, they are 4K. Don't get me wrong, but there's something with the refresh rate or something. Like sometimes I get some kind of like
now you can increase
glitch,
productivity.
like the screen will something happens. It's not like if you're some graphic artist and you demand the most ultra crisp, clearest monitor, then these aren't for you. But if you're trading stocks and you're interested in screen real estate and management and how to maximize, and
are they like heavy screens or like?
Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean they're big. I mean they're not. I wouldn't want to carry 2 of them by myself.
My desk is a piece of shit, dude. I have to probably upgrade my whole setup.
Yeah, you probably will.
You need to pull this up. There's a video of this chick sitting in front of it, and it's like a TV.
Wow, dude, that's massive.
Thing is,
I like that.
And you have 2 of these, Nico?
2 of these. That's all I need.
Holy.
2. That's all you need. 28 virtual screens.
Wow.
I used to have like 6 monitors, like with monitor stands and all this crazy stuff, and I got rid of all of them for these 2, and I'm so glad.
Is it like the size of a TV, or is it pretty light?
It's the size. I mean, yeah, the screen. Each screen is 43 inches, but I mean they're LED or whatever. So I mean, I could pick them up, I suppose, but I just let them sit there. But the nice thing is with the virtual screens is you don't get, if you take regular physical monitors and say you want, like Alex, how many monitors do you have?
I have 3. 3, I think 24 inches maybe. Yeah, 24.
So if you had 3 and are they all horizontal?
Yeah.
So and then if you got other people maybe they have 6, they got 3 on top of the 3 that are horizontal, whatever.
Sure.
And you're dragging windows from one physical screen to another, but you get the bevel in between. Each full screen. But with these, there's no bevel because you create your virtual screens, and they're like 1 pixel butt up against the next virtual screen. However you design it, you literally can go into the monitor management software, and you can design your virtual screens on the physical screens, and it remembers everything, the layout. So you can open web browsers, and you can open platforms. You can open Sterling and DOS, and you can open, fucking Skype and AIM if you use it, and IU.
Yeah, I have
it'll
so
remember
much
everything.
What?
Like literally, I'm running out of space, dude. Like straight up, like these 3 screens are just not cutting it anymore. Like I have like chat rooms up, I have AIM up, I have TweetDeck up, I have like some filings up, I have a bunch of stuff up. Like that whole thing, like will take up like 1 screen, and then like I'll have like E-Trade open, or I'll have like Centerpoint open, and I'll take up like another couple screens, and I'm like shit. Like if I need to do anything else, like I'm sacrificing like real estate, So I gotta upgrade.
That is cool.
I gotta upgrade real soon.
Like that, I need to get a new computer because I noticed mine's like restarting really slow. But like, this is crazy. I didn't even know these things existed.
I highly, highly, highly recommend these screens to anyone that trades. I mean, it's perfect for what we do. I've never found anything better.
I think I'm gonna pull the trigger. Nico,
how big?
Send me text me a picture of your setup, like with it like up and running, so I can take like a closer look.
Post it to Twitter.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck it.
You blow people away with that thing. That thing is unbelievable. So
That's awesome, dude.
what standing desk do you have?
I've got I bought it on Amazon. It's just the price. What's it called? I don't remember.
Like
It's
how wide is it?
it's just the desk legs with the motors in them and the control, and then you put your own tabletop on top of it.
So like whatever board or whatever you like if you have like
Yeah,
a board.
so it was like only I think $500 I paid for it.
It's not bad. Because I bought where did I buy mine? I bought Uplift. An Uplift desk.
Uh-huh.
And it was I think because I got like different things, I think it was almost 1,000. But I mean it's totally worth
Wow.
it. But it's 70. How big is like the board that you have or whatever your desktop is? Like
Well,
70 inches?
I had to get when I went to the two new Dell 43s. My old desktop wouldn't fit them.
No, I was
So
gonna say.
I had to
Yeah,
I had to buy
my
another
current
one.
desk will not fit them, dude.
I'm
It's like
measuring
now
it
that
right
I'm
now.
thinking about it, I
79
probably
inches.
should do 3. How
That
much?
is
79. What is that?
79 inches.
6 feet and 7 inches.
That is crazy. I love it.
But my desk is it's not deep. It's very not.
It's like narrow.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a narrow, but it's really long to fit the screens.
So I think mine's
I didn't-
only.
How much is yours, Cody?
My desk? My desk was like 1,000.
No, like the length.
Oh, it's 72 wide, and I think it's like 3 feet long, and it's got like the
I don't
curved
have
middle.
I don't
So
have a tape measure on me, but pretend that like
Take- take your
I have an iPhone
forearm.
7 Plus. I have an iPhone 7 Plus. It's 1, 2,
Just
3.
take your forearm. It's like a four. It's like
It's
a forearm.
7.
And a half.
It's 7 iPhone Pluses. The length. I
Yours.
don't know what that is.
One.
Okay, that's the metric.
Mine's about
Oh,
7
wow.
too. Mine. I have the S. I have the Samsung.
Okay.
So
How many Samsungs is it?
I think it's 7. 1. Okay, no, it's 5. 5.
Huh.
It's this new Traders Lounge.
Yeah, did you see that? You can't
Yeah, I was
don't let Nate know about it.
Oh, he doesn't know?
I don't know. He might, but I think it's just a
That's
spot to just I don't know, shoot the S in there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I went out to lunch with Dante, and we were kind of like just talking, and he's like, the one thing that IU's missing is like it should have like a chill chat, like not so serious that like everyone could just like post ideas and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, that's like a good idea. I mentioned it to Nate like a while ago, but I guess like it never happened. So like the next day, I literally PM'd Cam, and I was like, look, I think like this would be a great asset. Let's see if it could happen. And he's like, yeah, I'll tell Max the programmer to get on it, and then like a week later, it just happened. So.
Yeah.
Man.
I think it's awesome. I think it's because there's going to be that
Great
lull
idea.
in the summer. I think that this will be used a lot in the summer, like in the next like
Is that
month, 2
an IU
months.
couch?
I was going to say I want one of those.
That's awesome.
It's funny.
But
They need some
but
love
yeah.
sacks in the Traders Lounge.
yeah.
The
That'd be
thing
awesome.
is, like, I was gonna get into the trader chat, but that's the whole conversation about real estate. Like, I didn't have room on my screens to put that lounge chat. Like, I literally physically did not have the space. So
Yeah.
like, I couldn't have it up. Like, and it sucks. That's why I keep thinking, like, I gotta upgrade.
Yeah. That's crazy. What are you trading tomorrow, Alex and Nico? I'm curious.
You want to start, Nico, or?
I'll definitely be checking out Plug. That was the play
Yeah.
of the day for me. And
Yeah, Plug.
I
is
love
gonna
seeing
be,
it higher and after hours.
Yeah, there's 2 things I'm watching tomorrow. It's gonna be Plug and Cali. So, I guess like some of the backstory, I guess on Plug is that I mean, I know that they had an ATM 2 days ago. It was a 75 million ATM. So like the moment I saw the news today, I was like, wow, that's quote unquote perfect timing, right? They had an
Right.
ATM 2 days ago, and then they announced a deal with Amazon or whatever. So this was at 7 a.m. So I was kind of telling Cody and Nico before we started that I was short a little bit at pre-market in the 70s, 270s, and it kind of fell like faster than I expected. So I just got out and whatever. And then it bounced pre-market to like 240s it was at 220s. And I was like, if this goes to 240 to 250, I'm going to short it, but I don't think it has like the steam in it. And then a newsletter bought pre-market and it went up. So I was like, perfect, perfect storm, whatever.
Smack them. Yeah.
I got short right at the open. I think I had like a 237 or 238 average, and I wrote it down. And I just kept adding to it. I said, okay, pretty decent ATM. There's probably some longs bag holding it from 250, 270, even $3 pre-market. This is probably going to fade all day, as long as probably like 220 doesn't reclaim or whatever. So kind of washed out to 205, bounced to 220, washed out again to $2, bounced to 220s again, then lower high on VWAP, and then collapsed under 2. So at that point, I was like, this is probably done. It's at $2. There's so many longs back holding it from 220, 230, 240, 250, etc. I'm like, this probably might go even lower. I said probably 180 or 190 by the end of the day, because people are going to like try to bounce it. It's not really going to bounce. So I said, screw it. I'm going to hold it. Didn't really cover much at the lows, even though I was up massive. And it started to grind, start to rebound. And I was like, okay, no really big deal. Whatever. So kind of backtracking before that, I know it was easy to borrow at a lot of places. So ETC, I think it was easy to borrow. I don't know about Wedbush, but yeah. So
yeah, ETC it was.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah, so,
it wasn't easy to borrow, but it was easy to get locates for it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so whenever that happens now, like at a time like this, usually means that like it's going to be crowded. So like I kind of thought in the back of my head, like, okay, it's easy to borrow. It's probably going to be crowded. I should probably get out of it. But then I said to myself, you have an ATM, convenient news, blah, blah, blah. So I said, maybe it's the perfect storm. Maybe this is going to be different than all the other times, like something is easy to borrow. So I held, and I ended up working around the core and getting squeezed out, whatever. So long story short, you have to think like a couple things that go into it. One, the float is, I think, 188 million shares. It traded 137 million shares, which is massive volume for the stock like this.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big, giant gap up. So I even figured that, like, there's probably so many bag holders that are going to sell, like, the stock now because, like, I guess it's, like, their only hope to get out. So I thought bag holders, ATM, long stuck, it's the perfect recipe to get screwed. Newsletter went long, bag long. So I said, like, this is the perfect recipe to get short size. And I guess what ended up happening is, since it was easy to borrow and it broke that whole number 2, I guess like a lot of newer traders just started slamming the bids at that level at like $2 or $1.90 or whatever, and they filtered all, like they had to get filtered out. So they went into pushes, like the stock started bidding up higher, whatever it was. So at that point, I was kind of like, I knew like something sketchy was going on. Like I knew that it wasn't going to give up without a fight. So I started covering some on dips and re-adding, just working around the core all day. And then that end of the day flush happened, I guess, 2:15. And I was like, oh, perfect. This is gonna get smoked in the morning, like nothing crazy. And then like immediately, I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes later, it came back to that magnet 225 spot, and I was like, screw it, I'm getting out of here. I turned a giant trade into like a very minuscule trade. And I was like, this is not worth the risk. It's probably going to go up higher. So I got out. And the reason why, I guess, I was so trying to be so patient with it was because I had a massive day from a bunch of swings that I had. So I had GBR overnight that I covered. I had, it was BNTC or BNTH, whatever that was.
Yeah,
I had that I covered overnight. I had VRX overnight that I covered. I had Dries overnight that I covered. So all these 4 trades that I had from overnight added up massively. So seeing that giant gain kind of gave me the confidence, like push a little bit harder on plug. And I really did think that it was the perfect storm for a short. So long story short, enough rambling. Honestly, I think this is going to gap up tomorrow. It's going to go 250, 260. I don't know what it's going to do after, honestly. It all depends on the volume. It all depends on who's going to show up. What else? What was I going to say? It also depends, like, if there's something else moving, if there's something else that has a lot of attention tomorrow. For example, let's say Cali goes to like 6 or 7. Not saying that it will, but let's say it does do that. That's going to grab attention away from this plug, which means that it's going to be easier to fade off. So there was a lot of eyes on it today. Like you could see the volume was there. It was moving. Like everyone was interested. It's a very thick stock. Like I said, it's 188 million share float, and it traded 130 million shares. So reality is that shorts should be, they are stuck. Like realistically, they're stuck because it's easy to borrow. You know, there's probably a lot of amateur people that start slamming at the wrong times, and it made it crowded. So the key takeaway is that like if something is easy to borrow, you have to be very alert. You have to take that into consideration when you're planning your trades. Because like if I kind of was like, I guess if I kind of wasn't on like the adrenaline rush or the high from all the other trades working, I probably would have thought to myself like, okay, this is easy to borrow. Like it happens every time. Cover, get out, and use smaller size shortening rather than it's a piece of shit. There's a big ATM. There's bag holders. Blah 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 blah. So I don't know. I'm gonna be ready to short it in the morning. I'll be up at 7 in the morning again watching it, and anything could happen. It could, gap up, go to 260, and then fade back all day, or it gap up, have a little dip, and then continue to go higher. Like Plug is known for having multi-day moves. I think the last time it had that giant run, it ran for a couple days before giving it all up. So I don't know what's gonna happen. It kind of, in my mind, what I thought was, why would they have an ATM announced when they were already going to make a deal with Amazon? Like, why would they sell stock like ahead of this Amazon announcement or whatever? So like, I kind of thought in my head, like, it was just such convenient timing. Like,
Yeah, and you know they make the deal before they do the ATM. Like they're talking to Amazon for
exactly. They
weeks
made the
and
deal
months
before the
prior.
ATM, yet they still did a $75 million ATM. Like, it kind of just didn't click for me,
Yeah,
maybe
sense.
I'm just thinking too much into it, but
I don't know.
I don't think so, man. I have absolutely nothing to add on the Plug situation.
I think you covered it.
I know I'm pretty cynical. About like going long, but like this is Plug. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I don't know. Like they just threw in that big Amazon thing. Like I don't know much of the details about the deal. I mean, I'm probably going to do some due diligence tonight, but yeah, like
Alex, you mean you're not going to go long Cali on day 3 tomorrow morning?
no, I was actually short. I actually had some. It's funny, Cody, that when you short, I was actually shorting some too, just a couple thousand shares. I think I had 3,000 shares at 459 or something. I ended up scalping out, but yeah, that Cali move. I was actually talking to Modern Rock yesterday, and he's like, INNL might run after hours. Cali is like another low flow mover. I think the flow was like 2 million shares, and he's like, I'm gonna take some long into close. I'm like, yeah, like do whatever you got to do. Like that's just not a trade for me. And long story short, I woke him up today and like Plug is moving, whatever, wake the hell up. And then Cali started moving up, and he was up already pretty decent. I think he had like a 280 or 270 average. He woke up to a gap at like 340, 330. And I guess he just got out and then was focusing on the short for the rest of the day. So like it kind of goes to show that like we're in a market now that like you could like, I don't know, like it's just really new to me, Cody. I don't know, like, because I know you go long more than you do short.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like new to me that like it's just kind of like easy now. It's like very easy now to go long like these things because like
you can do it and get away with it.
Oh yeah, you could get away and just chase it. Like it's not really a big deal. Like even Cali today, like this is a big move, dude. It was a pretty solid move. Like I don't know, like tomorrow I'm hoping it gets back up to 450, but the float is pretty low too. I think the float's 2 million shares. It traded 14 million today, so 6 times float rotation. Like it's still pretty solid,
Yeah, I think the thing, and maybe this is just because this is how I learned, but like I think the reason I go long so much more, and I think I had this conversation with Nate a couple months ago. I'm like, you got to think. We wake up every morning and we want to find out what's moving, because what's going to be the most action is likely going to be going to the upside. Because a lot of people forget about big, giant downside moves, and you're like, oh, I totally forgot about it. I totally missed it. And I'm like, it's just something innate where when there's something new in the morning, it's likely going to be that thing that's making a crazy run. You can short it, but I just ended up longing it way more often.
Yeah, the thing is, like with shorting, the less people that are paying attention, the faster it fades.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's ridiculous. Because like, look, pull up a chart of dries, dude. Like, it's hitting $1 today. It's gonna hit $1 tomorrow, under $1 tomorrow, dude. Yeah, like
it's crazy.
It's getting smoked already, and like no one's really talking about it. They have a giant Kalani deal. They're gonna reverse split probably in a month. Like it's so dead, but like you don't see anyone talking about it.
Nope.
And that's kind of like the sweet part of it. Or what was another one? Like GBR from the other day or yesterday.
Yeah.
I had some short, and then it just faded all day today. Or was it BNTC? Yeah, BNTC, another one, dude. Like, literally, no one's looking at it, and even if you short it like a day too late, like you're still making like a pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It all depends. So that's kind of my hope for plug. My ideal scenario in plug would be wake up to a gap over 250, but then wake up to another stock gapping like 100% or 150%, so that every single quote unquote easy to borrow short seller will go and freaking short the shit out of that one instead of messing up plug again.
Yeah.
So
I was long BNTC. I longed it right in this candle right here, and I think I scalped out for like 30 cents before it ran to like $5. Yeah. No, it was, I think it was 2 days ago. I think it was Monday. Because Monday they popped after hours, and I bought it after hours.
Yeah.
And then I just scalped it I just sold it for like 30 cents because I'm like, I'm leaving, and I just had a feeling because I've seen that ticker before, and I knew it makes crazy single day moves. So I was like,
Cody, when you're trading your I think for you the usual is OTC stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
So when you trade those, are you slamming? I mean, I don't understand how those work. Executions on those just.
I have like the same conversation with Cody almost like
I just can't understand. I mean, it's like you're not guaranteed a fill, and it's like when I trade Nasdaqs, if I hit the offer, if I'm buying, or I hit the bid if I'm selling, as long as SSR is not on, I know I'm guaranteed. I know I'm going to get filled. I can rely on that. But with OTCs, it's like the wild, wild west of no man's land. I mean, like, what do you do when you don't get filled?
You either bid higher. The worst part, and I learned it from being in one of these like 15 times, is if it's because I was showing Alex. What was it yesterday, Alex? Because I was short IMMG. Before
IMMG was the one. Cody messaged me. He's like, "Look at IMMG right now."
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at it. And then it went from $1.50 to $1.10 in exactly 3 minutes. And I was like, holy shit.
But I mean, it's like the fact that you just kind of got to pay attention a little bit more. But nothing. It's like watching paint dry. But they're very obvious on level 2 sometimes when they're just about to just let it go and just crush it. So if you're paying attention to that and you see it, you kind of see level 2 shift a little bit on very key spots. And it's like, if you're fast, you just bid under or you don't bid under. So like if I want to short it, like I short it this day, I was short all day. And then I just kind of gave up and I covered into 62s. And I immediately saw, oh shit, they're going to pull it. So I tried to hammer in as many as I could. And I only got like an eighth of what I had into the cover. And obviously, like Alex said, in 3 minutes it pulls from 160.
Are you like launching orders to different routes when you're like trying to get in or out?
Usually, if I want it and I want it right now, I'll just use Arca. It's usually it's the fastest one that I have, at least on Speed Trader for shorts. But like longing, I just use like E-Trade and the other brokers that I have, and it's like because I still use my Scottrade account, and it's like I get pretty quick fills, but E-Trade's really fast. So
I've seen you trade. Stocks that are, cheap per share, low price per share. So
super small.
I imagine you got a large number of shares that you're buying and selling. Does that mean that you're on a per trade commission? And obviously, I would assume not a per share commission.
No, so like it's like $7. So I can buy 50 million shares for $7 if I want.
And you're paying $7. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like so that totally makes it worth it.
Speed Trader.
No, God, no. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch a sub penny in Speed Trader if my life depended on it. It's too expensive. So like you want a per ticket one, so like E-Trade, just all the like normal ones like Schwab and all those ones. Usually they'll let you just do per ticket as many shares as you want.
As many shares as you want, and you're not doing rebates, and you're not getting hit for fees for taking liquidity, etc.
Nope. I mean, sometimes it'll be like an extra 20 cents, even if it's like a few million shares on something, but it doesn't even matter. Like it's
crazy.
But like GBSN, like Nate trades them too. Like I'll have to be like, hey, either he'll tell me or I'll tell him. But I mean, like some of these moves, I mean, you can't get those anywhere else. I mean,
no doubt.
Seriously,
you get a 9 times move in 2 days, and you can get in a pretty decent size if you start seeing it right here on the move, like 4 million shares, 5 million shares. Times 9,
I just suck at them so bad.
It's a lot of money. But I mean, like, typically, because like I am LFF because I've been holding that since 34 or whatever. Actually, 33 fours. But usually, I'll just have a bid out there at a specific price that I'm like, I want it here, and I'll just stick my bid out there and I'll get it. Or if I have a really strong inclination that it's going to break out, I'll just buy the offers. But what I'll do, because usually I'm buying size that's over what the offer is, I'll just put it like a cent over or a penny and a half, and I'll just swipe everything that's there. Because this, I think, that candle right there, I think was all me for 34, and then I got filled like the next minute for like 40. Because I took like 50 some odd thousand more today on it. So I mean, it's the patience is like 30 seconds because you'll usually get filled. It's just a different world. It's where I learned, and that's why I'm so much better at it than Nasdaq's.
Yeah, for
Crazy.
me, I had to show people where on the doll BTUUQ did me wrong, and ever since then, so scared OTCs, man.
Wait, what happened? Oh, did you get squeezed?
BTUUQ, that just took me for a ride that I was just like, I will never do this again. I'm not touching these things again. It crushed my soul from the inside.
Is that dip that you have on your chart or no? That recent one? The big one?
I don't know.
On
How recent?
I don't know.
Which
one?
recent dip?
Like which one? But no, I mean if you're on the wrong side of an OTC, that's scary. Especially that because I was talking to Phil like while it was squeezing. I don't remember what we were talking about. I'm like this thing's like I think it was like this morning when it there was one of these mornings. No, it was this one where it basically gapped down. Like I can remember it because I was short overnight. It gaps down like $2. I immediately cover. Eric was covering too, and I'm like, if this thing even just perks back through 950, it's gonna make a 100% move because that's just how this OTC trades, and that's how it's been trading. And like I didn't expect it to go to 18, but I thought at some point like 19 was probably gonna be the top because when you get to that point, everybody's like, oh, it's gonna go to 20. So if everybody thinks it's going to 20, it's not going to go to 20. And that's the thing. Because if nobody expects it to do what everybody thinks it's going to do, I mean, it's weird how that psychological whole number thing actually happens.
Yeah.
So
what happened to Phil's Twitter?
I don't know. I was going to ask him about that. I didn't.
But I guess he got hacked or something.
He got hacked apparently on it. Password 1234. But I don't know. Ever since 2010, dude, I've just loved this because I think I told Alex, probably you know, but I played poker a lot, like the whole online thing.
Yeah,
I loved it. I did pretty well when I was probably 18, 19, 20.
Can you still do that? Is that legal still or no?
No, I haven't really done it in years actually. So whenever I play now, it's just for fun because I got way more into trading, and it became way more lucrative. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, I think I was short BLTO yesterday too, wasn't I, Alex? I don't know if I was talking about that one though.
Don't remember.
But I mean, because I was telling him, I'm like, when you're ready and you're paying attention to these moves, they're so.
Donation.
Oh, I mean, it's like free money sometimes, and it's insane. Your P&L will be like, oh, negative, whatever, negative, and then boom, in 1 minute, you're like, oh, shit, I should take this. And then it just keeps going, so you just kind of have to have, like, really strong patience to, let it go all the way through.
But, so you know how some of those pumps got halted, like this week or whatever it is?
Yeah, EMMD.
Like, I think there's two. Yeah. So, like, how do you think that's going to affect, like, how, like, you've been, like, kind of finding these pumps ahead of time and, like, kind of buying them and whatnot? Do you think that's going to affect you like negatively now because like they're cracking down again, or do you think it doesn't really matter? I
was thinking that because I shorted Xeno yesterday because I think that's when it was, and I got squeezed out.
Yeah.
I think I was covered into this, but somebody I think obviously shorted a big candle in here, like couple 100,000, and they're I think what caused that massive spike, but it didn't seem to put a lot of fear into the other ones because there's like 30 that are going on right now. You just got to find them.
OTCs have such organized charts.
Oh,
Look
man.
how pretty that Xeno chart is on the daily. It's just like green every single day, like a staircase.
You guys probably didn't see this one, but look at that. Like that's what can happen on these charts. Is it just they
Yeah.
walk it up, and then one negative PR is what this one had, and boom, 100% basically, $1.60 down to 4 cents.
Jeez.
But those are the ones that you could just the risk reward is so small because it's just walking up 5 cents a day, and you can just stay short if you get the locates and have them delivered. You could just it's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's free money because it's a pump.
That's
It's going to have a
crazy.
massive crack day, and it's like why not?
It's like I told Cody about it, but my friend, what was it, Cody? Was it MMEX?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the ticker.
And I hope he sold because I told you I'm like he better sell tomorrow morning, and that was yesterday.
Yeah, so like my friend texted me and he said his brother found like this stock that like is gonna like do some shit with oil. Like I don't really remember what he was telling, but he's like it's gonna do some stuff with oil. He bought it at like a penny and he's up like 15 grand on it already. What should he do? Like I'm like like all right, like you want to just tell me like a little bit more about it? He said, yeah, he bought it at a penny and he said that there's like earnings are gonna come out or something like that, or something with like a 10K or. And then he's like, if it goes to $1, my brother said he's gonna retire, and stuff like that.
Oh god.
It's probably bullshit. So I looked at the chart and I saw it going up. So I was like, oh, Cody, like, did you see the stock? Because he obviously knows OTCs better than me. He's like, yeah, I bought it at here and I did this and then whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I kind of told him like the thing with my friend, and he's like, look, dude, tomorrow's the day. Tell your friend to sell tomorrow, and that's it. Just trust me. And I was like, all right, dude, like, I trust you. So I told my friend, and he's like I kind of like eased him into it. And I was like, tell your brother like this, that like you shouldn't really trust it. It's not a diamond in the rough. It's nothing special. It's going to collapse eventually. And then literally exactly that's what happened. Like the next day, it literally tanked, I think, like 40%.
Right off the open.
I don't know what the hell my friend's brother did. I don't know if he sold or if he's bag holding it or whatever, but or if he's like believing in it. But it just goes to show that like, this guy that didn't really know about stocks, he somehow, some way stumbled upon this pump that he put money into and made 15 grand and shit. Like I don't know, it's just crazy to me.
There was some guy when I first joined IU. I don't know when that was, a year and a half or 2 years ago or something. But there was a IU guy. I forget his name right now. I feel like it started with an F, and he's not around anymore. I think he ended up falling to one of the black swans. I forget which one, but he made his nut by, I forget how he longed a bunch of some OTC and it went kabonkers on him, and he ended up profiting like 300 grand.
Sick.
Wow.
And he ended up slowly just
bleeding it away,
losing it all.
Yeah, it happens.
Day trading
so often, dude. Because like, let's say for example, my friend's brother, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He just buys something. Let's say he makes 15 grand. He's like, okay, I made 15 grand on this. I'm gonna throw it all into the next one, and then it's gonna work again. And then it fucking doesn't work, and then he loses all of his money, and then he's like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, it was Fierce Deity.
Oh yeah, those guys know. Yeah, that's true. That was him.
Yeah.
I hate
was it BLTC that took him out? Does anyone know?
I can't remember what it was. He posted something what it was, and he was like, "Well, game over, guys," because it was
like his last like 50 grand, and he like lost it all on the Black Swan.
Yeah, it was PBMD.
That's what it was.
Which sucks, but it's like whatever. I mean, I that day, man, I can't remember. I think I was gone. I literally no. I was moving accounts that day because like I set up like an LLC, so I was waiting for like money to move, and I'm like, I'm not trading today, and I just saw just disaster. I'm like, oh my god, everybody's getting wrecked today, and it was just brutal stuff.
I definitely remember that day.
I was very fortunate not to have any major access to money to short anything, because I probably would have started shorting it too.
That was like the perfect storm, dude. Because I don't think like a squeeze like that happened like in a while. So like what happened was the day before like the big squeeze day, it like just ramped up, closed at like 189s or whatever it was, and then early pre-market, like really early pre-market, it was up to like 250. and I think Nate was shorting it that day, and it went from $2.50 to like $2, right? And then that was it. Like everyone's like, okay, it's probably over. And then at open, it bounced to like, let's say 210, came back down, and then I guess like it just became a crowded short, and like everyone just started piling in around like $2, $2. And then I remember very specifically there was like a 230 line in the sand that like it literally broke that and then never looked past. Literally just never stopped looking past that.
Which
It went
one?
straight up towards 6, and then the next day I think it gapped down massive, like huge,
Yeah.
massive gap down the next day.
It was down
And
like
then
to
it
like
continued to
3.
sell.
I remember that. That was a crazy day.
That was my first $4,000 day on that.
Look at that.
Most people were getting their balls squeezed, but
Yeah.
I ended
I
up
definitely
longing
was
in
too.
pre-market on the dip. I think
I
I had
definitely
20,000
was too.
shares, and it went. And as soon as I hit like $4,000 or $4,500, I just
You're done.
instead of letting it go, I just traded the P&L. I took it, and then I was like, oh my god, so awesome. And then at the end of the day, I went, oh my god, I could have made $100,000 on that.
Like, oh, it's so dumb. Oh, I hate that too,
Crazy.
dude. It drives you crazy. I'm like, yeah.
When was PBMD? Was it 2015 or 2014?
It was
It feels like it's so long ago.
I think that was 2015.
May 2015, the 19th.
May 2015.
It went from 42
May
cents
19?
to, yep. It was the
Wow,
first
that's my
day.
dad's birthday.
And then,
No, I'm just
AQ,
kidding.
what was AQXP? It was right around the same time.
Was it? I don't
AQXP was
remember.
August. It was in August.
August?
And it went from $1 to 55. That was crazy. I have that screenshot of that chart saved because that was just. Let me see if I can find that.
That's how you blow up. Don't
Look at-
hold that.
Look at this. Because I have it, and I was just so blown away by this thing. I was like, this is unreal.
It's like, I think we talked about it like last time, Cody, but like these squeezes are getting more and more like violent, dude. Like
Oh yeah.
they're getting crazier and crazier. Like you think PBMD, okay, 1 to 6, AQXP, like whatever, like 3 to 50, and then you have dries like $1 to like 115. You know, like it's crazy.
It's nuts. But can you see this AQXP chart? I remember this, dude. I was long at like $3,
Yep.
and I lasted to like 340.
Yeah, I remember that. Day 2 was Baker Bros took a bigger stake in it, and then it just freaking ripped, dude. It ripped crazy because like everyone was already stuck, and then that Baker Brothers news like just brought in more buyers, and then just fucking ripped. And I don't think borrows were available that day, were they?
No, they weren't.
they were
I couldn't
parked
get
yet.
any. Thank God. I would have short right here. I would have short in the
I
30s.
think Phil was like boxing and like working around the core, like or some shit like that. So I don't know.
Unreal. Because I
Can
was.
you imagine, dude?
I was-
Dude, remember SAEX? That was another crazy one, dude. I lost a bunch of money on that day 1. It went
I
to
was-
like $75, didn't it?
Yeah, I was on vacation when that happened. I think that was back here. August of last year. So August
Yeah,
must
I
be
forgot about that one.
August must be the squeeze month.
August and November. Those are the months.
Good to know. So there's always one in May and there's always one in August. Because when was when
Dries
was,
was November.
what was the other one with the one guy?
K-Bio.
Yeah. When was that?
Oh, I don't know. When was that? Yeah.
God, that was a long
April?
time
I can't remember.
ago. They broke the chart, so
March.
that was
It
March.
was in March 2016.
Yeah, because it's under KBIOQ. But I love trading Qs. You guys should know that probably by now.
November 2015. So November 2015 KBIO. November 2016 Dries.
Really? It was in November? Jeez.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was looking at the pump after the major pump. Yeah, okay.
Dries.
Jesus Christ. I
Yeah.
forgot.
It's so crazy. And I think it got so much attention was because I mean I had been paying attention to Dries since like because I always knew that when they did a reverse split they'd always get like they'd go up. They would just squeeze because I remember trading it
Yeah.
like 2013, 14, 15. Like I traded it. But it was just this one squeeze because the reverse split set it at 6 versus $1. And so when it went to 100, it got so much more attention than it was ever used to because it was. I think people think a $100 stock is legitimate for whatever reason, and I think that's why I got so much more attention than it deserved on that squeeze.
Also, dude, like some of the things that like I kind of like been keep paying attention to is that SAEX when it ran, dude, it was on SSR. When Dries ran, it was on SSR. KBIO day 1, it was on SSR. Like when it went from 1 to 2, and then it was on SSR when they announced the news. So it went up pre-market. So you have Dries, SAEX, and KBIO all on SSR that fucking did these ape shit moves. So like, you have to always keep in mind that if something is on SSR, you cannot use size shorting, especially if it's a low float, dude. 100% you cannot do it because there's the risk of them freaking going ape shit. Because if it's a low float,
and it's above VWAP, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seriously, dude. So
you
like,
guys remember?
Logic, dude. If something is like VII today, dude. VII low float, I think. Don't quote me. I think it's a low float, and it's on SSR today, and had a pretty sick move. You know.
Yeah.
It's only up 130% today. What makes you think it's low float?
What is the float? Cody, can you pull it up?
Alex, that's like the perfect thing, because remember, I think I don't remember if I just talked to you or if I posted it. It was the day before they had earnings, and it was the first day I saw it easy to borrow at ETC, like a pre-earnings. And I was like, what? Like, why is it all of a sudden easy to borrow? And all it did was squeeze out the entire day.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird.
Exactly. So like, I was watching VII for a long, because like I thought in the back of my head, SSR, you know, cheap stock, it's a chaser's market, but I could never get an entry because it just kept going higher and higher. But it's just something good to keep in mind that like SAEX, KBIO, and Dries at SSR before like the run started. They trap shorts, SSR, low float, boom. So I guess we got to keep that in mind, Cody. When what's next? May's next, right?
Yeah.
So
May.
let's see if we're gonna find a May runner and then a November runner and then August.
Well, I'm just gonna start longing anything in those months for 1,000 shares and see what I can catch.
Dude, anything that's easy to borrow, dude, like just go long now.
If it's easy to borrow with SSR, that's the perfect storm right there.
Yeah.
Because I got
and wasn't Cali easy to borrow too today? Like, goddamn, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Located.
I really don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I generally, unless it's an OTC, I'll very rarely get a borrow. Like, I won't pay for a borrow because I long way more. So I'll just look for like a dip to buy it.
For me, dude, when I have to locate something, it makes me just that much more confident in the trade because like I don't have like,
because they're not out there. Not everybody's short.
Like just what they're doing, dude. Like, oh man, I hate easy to borrow. I'm so sick of it, dude. Like, I'd rather pay for the locate and not deal with the crowdedness than have it easy to borrow that's crowded all the time.
Very true.
Like,
BNTC was easy to borrow.
What?
BNTC, that was easy to borrow yesterday, wasn't it?
BNTC.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think so. It was. Yeah, and it was hard, dude. That was a hard stock, dude. It literally wouldn't give up.
Yeah, it was tough.
Wouldn't give up.
It was tough.
We were talking, dude, and I was like, it's not done yet. And every time it just kept bouncing and bouncing. So like, I hope, dude, I pray, dude, I'm gonna be on my knees praying that plug is hard to borrow tomorrow. If it is hard to borrow, dude, it just gives me that much more confidence that I can short it.
And it'll just get crushed. I don't know. I don't
hope, dude. I really hope.
I honestly don't think that it will. And this is my theory, because because I know people that like own plug because they own it and they believe in it. I think what you're going to find is you're going to get a big morning pop, and then it'll probably fade the rest of the day. But I think right off the open, it's just going to have a ton of just new buyers because they're going to see the news and all that. And I just think that's kind of my theory behind it. But I think it'll have a nice fade at kind of like the middle of the day.
Yeah, dude. Like, it all depends on how it works, dude. But like, that's like the type of stock that I'm going to probably have like in like my back account, like gonna swing like a couple like 1,000 shares like eventually, you know, like when it is backside, like probably, I hope it's tomorrow, but if it's not, you know, like I'm not gonna take it off radar because that is a massive move for that stock.
Oh yeah.
So I still think it has room to pull back, dude. So
did they just dump the ATM? I mean, was all that soaked up today? I mean, 137 million shares traded today?
Dude, honestly, seriously, I would think so. I really would think so, but then again,
wouldn't they be stupid not to?
I have no idea, dude. I really have no idea. Like, you know, it'd be hilarious, dude, if they have another ATM by next week or something like that.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, great. That'd be fantastic. But like we were saying before, dude, like they had this Amazon news before, yet they still did an ATM. Like, it just doesn't compute, dude. It doesn't compute for me.
It is very weird. I agree.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's very
maybe it's gonna go to 4 or 5, 6, or 7 tomorrow. We're all gonna be smoked. So
That would be bad. If it breaks 250,
It
I
is
mean, that's kind of like
What?
that's the key spot is like 245, 250. If it goes over 250, it's probably going to squeeze to like 3, I would think.
yeah, anything could happen. Seriously, the only thing that's not the only thing that's good for, I guess, the short side is it's so thick, dude. It trades so thick.
True.
It's a 180 million share float, dude. Like, God
You
damn.
can trade whatever size you want in that thing.
Yeah, you could. You could literally do whatever the hell you want, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for a gap up fade, and I seriously need like I'll be hoping that Cali or something else just goes apeshit, so people just stop paying attention to it.
Well, Alex, somebody just posted in the little thing. I don't know if you're reading it. It said because they're giving Amazon 23% of the company, and that's where they're getting the 23%. So I don't know. You know me. I don't do much DD on anything. So
ATM. It's because they are giving Amazon 23% of the company. That's where they are getting the 23%.
maybe so Amazon can sell their shares. Well, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. So, but
I still gotta look into it, dude. I still have so much time. Like I gotta dig deep into it today. I was gonna look into it during market hours today, but I was just too busy watching every tick. So
who I want to talk to is this guy. Have you because have you read his Auspex all his stuff, his Twitlongers?
yeah, dude, I've read it religiously.
It's like a maze, but I mean he's on like a level where it's like I don't know. I need to talk to him on the phone for like an hour and just get into his head and be like, hey, all right, well, because he posts
I need to
stuff.
talk to him for like days and weeks, dude, to like just pick like the finite layers of his brain, dude. He's like on a different level like when it comes to this stuff.
I know.
And it's incredible.
All right, well, give me his phone number. I'm gonna call him. Because
I'll give it to you right after I figure it out.
No. But he's very cagey with like.
He's been quiet, dude.
Yeah.
He's been quiet lately. I don't know what happened.
He's probably just on the
Maybe
beach
he's
somewhere.
sick. Maybe he's sick of everything being crowded. You know.
Probably true. But I think we mentioned it when Tim was on here. He was the one sleeping at Traders for a Cause and got called out by.
Yeah, I still can't believe that, dude. I didn't know
That guy
So
was
funny.
Auspex?
Yeah.
Seriously?
He was sleeping in the front row and.
I mean, there was a guy sleeping in the front row. I remember that, but where's the connection to that was Auspex?
I think somebody said it was him. I think he said it was him. On like so
Okay.
I can't remember where exactly it was, but he basically was like, "Yeah, I got caught sleeping." It's in one of his Twitters that he posted like a specific day. With,
I literally didn't even know he was there, dude. If he was there, I want to like pick his brain, but I didn't know.
He's like, I'm just gonna attend this conference and take a nap in the front row.
Probably true.
Crazy.
Alex, when did you
What's up?
when did you get your tattoo? I saw some picture of it floating around Twitter.
What? You cut out.
Your new tattoo.
The mic cut out. Say it again.
Your new tattoo.
Oh,
No, it's not mine.
is
That wasn't your
yours?
Kalani tattoo.
No, unfortunately not. I'm gonna get a Kalani license plate though for my car.
It's probably safer.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
I think it'd just be hilarious. Kalani or Dries.
Well, you can't do just dry. I don't know. Dries would be weird because you'd want somebody. I think when you do that, you want somebody to know it's very stock related, and somebody just be like dries. What the hell? Like any of the average Joe
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Yeah,
But if it was like TSLA, like Tesla, they
Yeah.
would know.
yeah. That'd be funny if you drive like a Tesla P90 and then you have a TSLA on it. That's hilarious, dude. Oh
Right.
my god, it's so funny. It's like only a joke that a stock trader would get.
Yeah. We'll have to try and get Auspex though on these one because I want him to just like spend an hour and like teach
I just
me
wanted to talk, dude.
teach
I
me
just
how
wanted
he
to be
does his
silent and
DD.
just get my popcorn and just listen.
Yeah. Like I'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's got a lot of information that if he was just able to like, if you could get him to do it, a platform to just talk, he'd.
Well, when he
I
had
think-
that joke that he was gonna do some conference in Vegas and you could pay $5,000 or whatever to attend, I was like, oh man, awesome. Like,
Right?
I could go attend a conference put on by Auspex. I'll spend $5,000 on that. But then it was just some
Seriously.
joke, and I was like, oh, that sucks.
Oh dang. We'll have to
He's
try,
like-
Alex. We got to convince him.
Definitely, dude. I'm
Dude,
up
he's
for
like
it,
the
dude.
wizard behind the curtain.
I know.
He's amazing.
He's good, dude. He's good.
And I wonder if does he have like a lawyer background, because I think that's if you have the skill to read filings like that, like you have to have some sort of background knowing how they write those, because like one word can make up the whole thing and be like, oh nope, that's shit, you know?
He'll like find like the most finite details and like connect it back to like filings of the past. Like
Yeah,
maybe he has like a photographic memory or something. Who knows? Maybe he's
something.
like not human.
Yeah, right. Robot. But I read his Twitlongers. I'm like, his mind just goes like in weird tangents, but it all revolves
Yeah,
around one
makes
thing.
sense.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I love it.
So much to learn. Dude. Like there's so much knowledge like out there. You know, like
Yeah.
he was able to acquire that knowledge like however way possible, which means like it's possible for us to like do the same. You know?
Yeah. It's just crazy. I don't know.
It's tough though. You got to read.
A lot.
Yeah,
I read a lot.
I'm not the best reader, dude. I suck, dude. I suck at reading. Like
It's a hard habit, you know. We see these charts flying out of nowhere, and you know, my first instinct is to place an order. But I'm trying to reprogram myself to be like, well, why is it up? You know, figure out is there a filing? What does the filing say?
Yeah, do a quick scan to see if they have like an ATM up or anything like that.
Yeah. When's the last effect? Is it active, etc.?
Yeah. Seriously, it makes a difference. Dude. It really makes a difference.
So crazy.
I mean, just reading all that stuff and trying to understand the why, answer the why. I mean, that puts you. I mean, it's becoming a lot more popular, this Auspex research method. But I mean, just reading and trying to figure it out puts you head and shoulders above the pack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Nico's, right? I mean, that's where he gets his edge, just like Auspex. I mean, he understands deeply, intimately what is going on under the hood.
Seriously.
And he's very quiet. Yeah. Like I don't think he tweets anymore. I don't think he's tweeted in a long time.
No.
Huge edge doing that. Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I remember like we talked in Vegas, me and Nico. It's like because like we really don't talk like as often as we should. And we kind of like caught up in Vegas, like one of the nights. It was like, I think it was either a Thursday night or Friday. I think it was Thursday night. I think it was the first night or Friday night. I don't remember. But it was like 2 or 3 a.m. And like, we were kind of like beat. We were a little like drunk. So we're just like, we just started talking about like trading and stuff like that. We're like, what'd you do right? What'd you do wrong? And like, he's really smart, dude. He's like a really, really like extraordinarily like, good trader, dude. Like he didn't really post it, but that day that the shippers collapsed, you know, he made like a boatload of money, dude. Like, and he didn't really like post it. He didn't really like mention it, but like he literally killed it, dude. And like he killed it so well that like he was still swinging size overnight on those shippers. Like the day they collapsed, I was just like, wow, I thought I made a lot of money. Like I thought I traded well, but like this silent killer just absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're stuck short in a squeeze, I mean, diligence won't do you anything at that point, because then it's all emotion.
Yeah.
But I mean, to just kind of know, yep, I'm right. It's going to take an extra day. I mean, that's obviously we all knew that. I mean, you knew it, but
yeah, it's also like you have to think to yourself, like sometimes like these opportunities, like sure, like for example, like when the day the shippers crashed, like I'm sure like a lot of people made money on the short side, but like all like the smart people do like made like boatloads of money, like ridiculous amounts of money, because they knew that like the opportunity called for like massive size that day. So like dude, like I want to say like at least 5 people I know made 6 figures that day just from shorting like the shit out of those shippers. And like, you know, everyone else, like it was like a big day for everyone else, you know, like everyone was scalping around, like it was a big move, this and that. Like the real quote unquote real traders, like the big guys, were fucking slamming and hammering all freaking day, dude. Like they were destroying the shit out of it. I think SINO went to 14, and then it like hit 5s, dude. It literally hit $5. Like if you just think to yourself, like just very logically, like if you shorted 20,000 shares at $10 and you covered at like $5,
it's ridiculous.
You know, that's still like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that's just if you shorted one stock. I shorted.
You did like 5.
ESEA. ESEA was the other one.
ESEA and SINO is where I made most of my money. That ESEA, dude, I think I was short. Dude,
I think D6.
Really
D6 was the biggest one.
I think I don't remember, dude. I was fucking. I think, dude, straight up, I think it was either $5 or $6 I was short. Massive size, massive, and it halted down, and I just covered out. I was like, damn, dude, this is a lot of money. I'm getting out. it halted down, and then like it halted down to like let's say $3.80 or $3, and then like it closed in like the twos, dude. Like it was ridiculous because they had giant ATM. DSIX was another one, dude. I think it went from like 20 to 10 that day, or even more. And
No,
then
20 to I think it was
SINO
20 to 4.
24, dude, something like absolutely ridiculous. And then like the next day, dude, like the next day I went long, dude. I longed the bounce and then I shorted again on the when the bounce was done. So I made a bunch of money on the long and then I shorted back and made a bunch of money again, dude. I almost made 6 figures again the next day, but it's just, dude, like those 2 days, dude, like so much money could have been made, like so much money that like it just makes you think like as long as you're just patient and you don't freaking blow your load on like all these bullshit stocks every other day, like when the opportunity comes, there's like a boatload, there's a freaking dry ship load of freaking money to make, you know?
I agree. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I love it, dude. I love what we do.
I agree. Well, it's been what, an hour and 20 minutes, so should probably probably call
let's
it.
Wrap it up and.
But thanks for coming on there, Nico. That was fun.
Oh man,
yeah, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, dude. Really appreciate it. It was a great talk.
I'm thinking
Likewise.
about we should one of these times have like 4 people or something.
Dude.
We gotta get another regular. So who knows?
Yeah.
Wait.
4 or 5 people. That'd be interesting. It'd be like a conversation with like everybody.
Yeah, like a roundtable conversation kind of. It'd be cool.
Yeah. So, all right, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Have
Thanks,
a good night,
guys.
Alex.
Bye.
Have a good night, Nico.
All right. See you guys. See you
Later.
guys tomorrow.
Later.
Bye.